Hello students, as you know we are doing components of a cell. I had already explained you plasma membrane or cell membrane. In plasma membrane what we have studied, that plasma membrane is the selectively permeable membrane which allows only selective materials to pass through it. So today we will study transport across that semi-permeable membrane or plasma membrane. See here in this picture, this is a model of a selectively permeable membrane. See that blue molecules, these are small such as water, they can pass through that semi-permeable membrane, but that larger molecules like starch, these cannot pass through that membrane. So it makes it a semi-permeable membrane. So how this transport across that membrane occur? So the substances may pass across the membrane with or without the expenditure of energy. Means smaller molecules, they didn't need any energy to go from across that membrane, but bigger molecules will need expenditure of energy. So on the basis of that, there are two types of mechanism: passive transport and active transport. Now first is passive transport. It is the movement of substances across the membrane without the use of any energy. Means passive transport means where we don't need any energy for the substances to move from one place to another across the membrane. It is again of two types. First is diffusion. Now what is diffusion? The movement of substances, whether solid, liquid or gas, from the region of high concentration to low concentration. Now what is diffusion? See, one picture is given on this slide. In this we have taken water in a beaker and we put some dye in it. So after that you will see that dye will cover whole that water molecules, or that dye molecules will diffuse into that water molecules. So this is due to the process of diffusion. Now in the similar way, gases like CO2 and O2 move out and into the cells through diffusion. Gases will also move due to that diffusion without any use of any energy. They just moving from high concentration to low concentration. Now another type of passive transport is osmosis. First we have studied diffusion. Now what is osmosis? It is the diffusion of water or solvent molecules. In diffusion, any kind of molecule will pass, whether it is a solid, liquid or gas. But in osmosis, it is the diffusion of only water or solvent molecules from a region of high concentration to low concentration across a semi-permeable membrane. Now here are some conditions for the process of osmosis. In that diffusion there is not any semi-permeable membrane, but in osmosis it is the diffusion of only water or solvent molecules from the region of high concentration to low concentration, but across a semi-permeable membrane. So osmotic solutions are those solutions which can cause osmosis if separated from the solvent by semi-permeable membrane. If that all three conditions are there, then we call it as osmotic solutions. And there are three types of osmotic solution. First is hypotonic solution, what will happen in that? It is a dilute solution which has osmotic concentration lower than that of the another solution. In that hypotonic solution, in that solution, it has osmotic concentration lower than that of the another solution, means inside the cell it is having lower concentration. So the water or the substances move from outside the cell to inside the cell and will cause swelling of the cell. So this is the first type of osmotic solution known as hypotonic solution. Second is isotonic solution. The solution has osmotic concentration similar to another solution, means inside the cell and outside the cell both are having the similar concentration. So net movement or net transport across the semi-permeable membrane is zero. Neither the water will move out or move inside the cell. Then third is hypertonic solution. It is the concentrated solution which has osmotic concentration higher than that of the another solution. So in hypertonic solution, in this cell, inside the cell is having more concentration. So water will move from inside to outside the cell. So it will cause the shrinking of the cell. So in hypotonic solution there is swelling of cell, isotonic no net change, and in hypertonic solution shrinkage of the cell occurs. See here in this picture, three types of osmotic solutions are shown. Then first in animal cell and lower in plant cell. So first of all we have taken the RBC or red blood cells. Okay, it is the first is isotonic solution, normal cells, means the concentration is same both inside or outside, so nothing will happen to the cell. But in hypotonic solution, when inside the cell is having lower concentration and outside is having higher concentration, so the movement is from outside to inside, that will lead to the cells to swell up, and after some time they will sometimes they will burst also. So it occurs in the hypotonic solution. And in hypertonic solution, when inside the cell is having more concentration and outside is having lower concentration, so water will move from inside the cell to outside the cell. This will cause the shrinkage of the cells, and we also called as shriveled cells. See here in plant cells, all the conditions are same, but the cells will not burst in case of hypotonic solution due to the presence of that cell wall, because plant cells have cell wall around them, but in animals there is no cell wall. So that cell wall protects the cell from bursting. Then in this also hypotonic solution, that cytoplasm will shrink from the cell wall. Next topic is difference between diffusion and osmosis. First, it is the movement, first point in diffusion, it is the movement of any substance from high concentration to low concentration. But in osmosis, it is the movement of water or solvent from high concentration to low concentration through semi-permeable membrane. Second point in diffusion, it can take place in solid, liquid and gases, but osmosis will only takes place in liquid medium. Then third, it does not involve any semi-permeable membrane. Osmosis, it requires a semi-permeable membrane. Here it is an essential condition. Then in diffusion, it equalizes the concentration of substance throughout the space. See, when we put the dye in water, after that the dye molecules will mixes with the water molecule, so it equalizes the concentration of the substance throughout the space. But in osmosis, it does not equalize the concentration on the two sides of the cell, whether inside is having more concentration than outside or outside is having more concentration than inside. Then diffusion is not much influenced by the presence of other substances, but osmosis is influenced by the concentration and type of solute particles, because it is the diffusion of only water or solvent particles. Now the next component of a cell is cell wall. It is another rigid outer covering in addition to plasma membrane in plant cells. See, plasma membrane is present in both, whether animal cell or plant cell, but that cell wall is only present in plant cells. That cell wall lies outside the plasma membrane. Where it lies? Outside the plasma membrane. That plant cell wall is composed of cellulose. That is, cellulose is complex substance which provides structural strength to the plants. As compared to animals, plants will need more complex structures, so that's why these cell wall provide them complex or provide structural strength to the plants. When a living plant cell loses water through osmosis, there is shrinkage of the contents from the cell wall. This phenomena is known as plasmolysis. I have shown you one picture in the previous slide where we have seen three types of osmotic solution in case of plant cell wall, and in the last solution, that is hypertonic solution, that shrinkage of the contents of the cytoplasm across the cell wall. So in the case of plant, we call it as plasmolysis.